I'm going to start by answering the question why you need an email list. Well, building your contacts on social media is great, but it's like building a house on rented land. It doesn't belong to you. Whereas if you have direct contact with people through their email address, you've actually got them and you're not reliant on the algorithms to have things delivered to their front door. You're actually posting the letter straight into their postbox. In time, your email list will become your biggest asset. It is the most valuable thing that you as a professional artist can develop. You can have direct contact with people, and that is worth its weight in gold. So hold on to it and build it.
So how do you start your newsletter? First thing, consider buying a website domain name and email address. Some examples of formats that you can use are contact@yourname.com or yourname.co.uk, or you could use firstname@fullname.com. Just keep it simple. Having a website domain and a professional email can be a small worthwhile investment, because if you just have your name at AOL.com, for instance, it doesn't necessarily show that it's a professional site. This is a quote I actually read where somebody said, AOL is amateur online. But this obviously also applies for at Outlook, at MSN, at Gmail, etc. As small as it sounds, having a dedicated email and website address tells people you're a professional artist and you're presenting yourself as a professional. Next, choose an email newsletter platform. So the email newsletter platform is what you're going to use to upload your contacts, draft your email, and then send that newsletter to all the contacts at once. There's loads of different platforms out there that you can use, and I'm going to list a few, but really what's important is choose it based on these two criteria. One, ease of use, and two, cost. There are low cost or free options or options with free trials. So pick something that's easy and that is relatively low cost for you to get started. If you start being confused by the language, then maybe it's not the right platform for you. You know, if they're talking to you about CRM and A/B testing and this and that, we recommend simple templates, something where you can grab an image from your computer, drag it and drop it. No complicated tech, something really easy and simple. So, examples of newsletter platforms that you can use. One is Squarespace. At the time of this recording, which is December 2024, they've got a free trial, and then the most basic package starts at £6 a month. There's also SendGrid. So those are tools that we use professionally. So SendGrid is free, I believe, up to 2,000 contacts, and then it's in dollars $19.95 per month. So once you've got your email address, your website, and your newsletter provider, you need to connect them together. And how you do that is you're going to go to your website and you need to create a sign-up form to add to your website. Typically, that sign-up form lives at the bottom of any web page on your site. Other people have that as a pop-up. It can work, but sometimes it can be a bit disruptive and, you know, it's just flashing up on the page. But in any case, your form should ask for one, their name, two, their email address. So you can ask for their full name if you want, or you can ask for first name, second name, and then you need their email address. Why I'm telling you about the name is because you can then personalize emails to them. So for instance, you can write emails to hi, first name, and then your newsletter provider, because you've filled in a form saying first name, second name, email, they know what their first name is. Or you could say, dear, full name. So in your form, just have a little think how you want to address people and ask them either for their first name, second name, email, or for their full name and email. And then there'll be a button for them to click. And at the very bottom of your form, you can add, if you would like, that's a nice touch, small print text to say, I will email you with news and updates. And don't worry, I won't spam you. You can unsubscribe anytime.
It's very useful that you have mentioned about spam, because I know one of the things that a lot of artists worry about is this elephant in the room we don't want to talk about, which is GDPR. It's different in different countries, but generally speaking, a few years ago, GDPR became something that we adopted here in the UK when we were still part of the European Union. And I know that they have a similar thing in the US and further afield. What are the rules? Essentially, you are able to contact people if you believe that they have a genuine interest to receive your emails. So at that very first port of call, if someone buys your work, you have their email address. You haven't asked them whether they would like to receive your newsletter, but you can email them to say, would you like to be put onto my mailing list and to receive my newsletter? And in that case, you would be asking them very simply, I'm going to be sending out regular newsletters once a month, once a quarter, every now and again, to send you information about my latest work, new exhibitions, opportunities to come and do a workshop with me, to come to private views, come to open studios, that sort of thing. So you can be nice and friendly and make it sound enticing so that they really want to become part of your network. So in that case, you have absolutely no problem with asking people if they are interested in hearing from you. There must always be a link on your emails and on your website for people to unsubscribe. That is something that is really important. I suppose the golden rule is if you don't spam people, if you're not writing to people every day, telling them things that they have no interest in, nothing to do with your art, then you'll be absolutely fine. You can't buy or sell an email address or email list. But other than that, you don't need to worry about GDPR. So how do you get people to sign up to your email newsletter? The first thing to do is to look at your low-hanging fruit and start with those people who are nearest and dearest to you. Start with people who are close to you, people you already know, your friends, people who bought work from you in the past, maybe colleagues in your studio complex, people who have given you their business cards or have signed your visitors book. Really anyone that you think would have a genuine interest in following what you're doing. Because right from the beginning of this little bit, you can contact them to say, would you like to hear from me again? And if they say no, then that's it. They've answered. They don't want to hear from you again. So it really is that simple. And you can do this directly from your email, or if you've got a free MailChimp, for example, you can do it. I'm starting a newsletter. Do you want to know more from me? I won't be doing it that often, but I'd love to have you on my mailing list. And then you've got that done. The next thing is not those people who are very close to you, but people who you meet at an exhibition, you are working with, and you want them to sign up. You want them to have an actual physical thing to sign up. Well, you can do this either through a paper or through a digital visitors book. Quite often when you go to exhibitions or you go to artist fairs, you'll see that the artists will have on their phone an ability to take your contact details there and then. So ask people, are they happy to be signed up? Take their details, sign them straight from your visitors book, straight up to your email. It's really simple. And ask people that have emailed you or been in contact with you, are they interested in being part of your mailing list? And then I suppose the biggest one of all is using your other social media platforms. And this we call going fishing. But essentially within your Instagram or other social media platforms, you can invite people to sign up by saying, I'm thinking of doing a newsletter, or I've been doing a regular newsletter and I'm going to do a special one for the start of the new year, or I haven't done one for a very long time. If you'd like to receive my newsletter, please sign up.
Thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch the full 1-hour interview and get top tips from an expert, then click the link below and join the Art Ladder mentoring program now. By joining the Art Ladder, you will get access to our full library of webinars with curators, collectors, critics, gallerists, and more. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this, and check out the description below for more free resources for artists.